The frost crunched under his boots as the man walked towards the pond, his breath forming wispy clouds in the crisp morning air. But for the man, the true magic awaited him at the edge of the pond. There, nestled amongst the reeds, was a small, dark form, its sleek, wet body glistening in the sunlight. The otter, his constant companion, was already waiting for him. He watched as she emerged from the water, her whiskers twitching as she cautiously sniffed the air. Her large, intelligent eyes met his, and a playful bark echoed across the frozen landscape. He knew her well. Her name was Willow, a name he'd given her when she was just a playful pup, rescued from a flooded burrow. Over time, their bond had deepened into a deep, unspoken understanding. He'd learned her habits, her quirks, her love for fish, and the way she'd hide her treasures under the roots of the old oak tree by the pond. He smiled, watching her follow him back towards his cozy cabin. Willow, never far behind, would sometimes dart ahead, playfully nipping at his heels. Inside, he placed a fresh piece of fish on a low platform, a ritual they both enjoyed. He watched as Willow cautiously approached, her nose twitching, before devouring the treat with gusto. He knew her routine: a single bite here, a quick glance at him, then a dash outside, carrying the rest of the fish in her mouth, to her hidden burrow. She'd be back soon, a playful twinkle in her eyes, waiting for the next game, the next shared moment. The man lived a quiet life, surrounded by the whispering trees and the rustling leaves. He didn't need much, just the warmth of his small fire, the comfort of his books, and the companionship of Willow. One day, however, the quiet of his life was shattered. The news came with a gust of wind, as cold and harsh as the winter storm that raged outside. The pond was going to be drained, a necessary measure to clean the water supply. He felt a knot tighten in his chest as he looked at Willow, happily digging for worms by the water's edge. He knew this meant she would be gone, her home destroyed, her life disrupted. He tried to think of solutions, to find a way to save her. He couldn't keep her in his house, and he couldn't imagine releasing her into the wild, where she wouldn't know how to survive. Days passed, filled with anxious anticipation. He watched her, her playful spirit dimmed by a growing unease, as the water level began to fall. On the day of the draining, he walked by the pond, his heart heavy. He saw her, a small, forlorn figure at the bottom of the empty basin, her eyes filled with a confusion he couldn't bear to see. He sat down next to her, his hand reaching out, his voice soft. "Willow, it's all right. We'll find you a new home." He gently scooped her up, her small body trembling in his arms. He took her home, and even though she wasn't the same, her playful spirit slowly returned, with the warmth of his hearth and the knowledge that he would always be her friend. He'd found her a home by the river, a place where she could roam freely and still feel the familiar caress of the water. It wasn't the same as the pond, but he knew she would be all right. He would visit her as often as he could,